Funding a college education. College isn't just getting more expensive, it's becoming one of the largest financial decisions a family can make. And for parents, here in San Diego, for example, the true cost of sending your kid to college may be much higher than you'd expect. So let's dive into the real cost of college, as an example within San Diego, and how to plan for it. Hi, I'm Justin Kuntz, Managing Director of Pacific Wealth Management, helping you make good financial decisions through sound management for a secure future. Let's start with the real price of college. Over the past 5 years, college tuition and fees have been increasing by about 2.7% per year. While that may not sound like a lot on its own, compounded over 18 years, it means that tuition for a newborn today will be 60% higher by the time they go to college. And here's the part most families underestimate. Tuition is just the beginning, especially for cities in San Diego where rent prices are some of the highest in the country. Colleges refer to the total amount you should expect to pay as the cost of attendance. What this includes is housing and meals, student fees and events, supplies like books and technology, as well as transportation and personal expenses. MacBook Pros can be pretty expensive. To get a rough idea of how much this is, USD, UCSD, and SDSU all provide estimates for the cost of attendance, as you can see. A year of college in San Diego currently costs a California resident anywhere between $35,000 and $85,000. Multiply that by 4, and you're looking at around $140,000 to $340,000 for a full degree. Also, keep in mind that the university provided estimates are conservative. The figures they use to calculate the cost of food and housing actually underestimate housing by 30 to 35% compared to the current market average. While all this may seem overwhelming, I'm going to show you how you can make it a little bit more manageable by just being a bit proactive. As we discussed in more detail in another video, linked above, one of the best tools we use for families is the 529 College Savings Plan. It offers tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals for qualified education expenses. But when it comes to preparing for college, saving alone isn't enough. Planning how and when you save makes all the difference. Let's walk through these charts. What you're seeing is the required annual funding to fully cover the cost of attendance at local schools like SDSU, UCSD, and USD, based on when you start saving and how aggressively the account is invested. Each column represents a different return assumption. The first is a conservative income portfolio earning about 5% annually. The second is a growth portfolio earning 8%. And the third is an aggressive growth portfolio earning 10%. At the top of each chart, notice the difference between starting at age 15 versus starting at birth. If your child is already 15 and you want to fully fund 4 years at San Diego State, for example, you'd need to contribute over $47,000 annually, even with the aggressive growth strategy. On the other hand, if you start from birth, that number drops down significantly to $5,600 per year. That's less than $470 a month. At UCSD, it drops from over $60,000 a year if you start too late to just over $7,200 annually if you start at birth. At USD, it's a little pricier. Starting early with an aggressive portfolio reduces your annual funding requirement from nearly $115,000 to just over $13,600. Just as importantly, we can see that if you don't start funding until your child is a teenager or older, a more aggressive allocation versus a more conservative allocation won't really have a meaningful impact on the annual funding requirement. This shows that time is more powerful than portfolio performance alone. Waiting until your child is older, even with a riskier allocation, won't significantly reduce the amount you need to save. But starting early, even with more modest monthly contributions, lets compounding do a lot of the heavy lifting. Overall, the rising cost of college can feel overwhelming, but like most big goals, it becomes manageable with a clear plan and an early start. Whether you're saving $100 a month or $500, what matters most is consistency and being proactive. Education opens up so many doors, and with the right preparation, you can make sure those doors stay open without sacrificing your own financial well-being along the way. I'm Justin Kuntz, Managing Director of Pacific Wealth Management, and if you're interested in seeing how we help our clients at Pacific Wealth get the most out of life with their money, be sure to visit us at www.pacwealth.com. Thanks.